There are 4 things that excess sugar is related to. Obesity. If a person is very fat, right? What does sugar do? What does sugar do? Sugar is an energy source, correct? Sugar is an energy source. It's like a fuel for your body. Now, if you're playing a sport, right? If you're sweating it out, you require fuel to run around, correct? But if you're sitting sedentarily, if you're just sitting at home and you're not moving around, all of that sugar might not be required as fuel for your body. What will happen? All of that will get converted into fat. And that fat will start appearing around your stomach. And that builds obesity. Correct? When there's excess of something in the body, which is not required, it is going to get converted into fat. And that's why obesity happens. Second, tooth decay. When you eat a lot of sugar, there's bacteria in your mouth. That bacteria's food is what? Sugar. When that bacteria eats sugar, it will release acid. And that acid will make holes in your teeth. How many of you all have holes in your teeth, cavities? So many people have holes in your teeth, right? Either you don't brush your teeth properly or you eat a lot of sugar. Because there is bacteria in your mouth and that bacteria is eating the sugar and making cavities. Third, weakened immunity, right? A lot of people, like in a classroom of 40 people, 50 people, 30 people come every day, right? There are a set of 5 to 8 kids who take majority of the holidays. They might have fever, they might have cold, they might have all of the infections and all of that, right? Why is that happening to only certain people? Because their immunity is bad. So extra sugar also reduces your immunity and that will prevent you from coming to school every day. And the fourth is energy crash. After your lunch break, how many of you feel sleepy? So many of you all feel sleepy. Even ma'am mentioned that the period after lunch break, majority of the kids want to sleep. Why is that happening? Why is that happening? I'll show you a small graph, right? Now if this is time and this is the sugar in your blood, right? Sugar means energy. You want sustained energy, correct? This is how energy is required in our body, correct? But when you eat your lunch or when you eat something very sweet, what happens? You're putting too much sugar in your body, correct? So the sugar in your body is going super high. Everybody believe me? Agree? What will happen? Something that goes so fast high up will come back falling as fast, right? And this crash is when you feel sleepy. So rather, you need to have sustained release of energy rather than eating too much at once and then feeling that energy crash, correct? So try this next time, that instead of drinking some juice, right, orange juice, eat the fruit. The orange juice is going to create that energy spike, whereas the fruit is going to give you sustained release of energy. So how much sugar is really in your food? So we'll do a small activity here. I want 3 volunteers to come and actually weigh it down. Okay, no. Whoever is coming all the way here, I am not going to shoot. Ma'am, I'll leave you to select 3 people. Up to you.
Be quiet, children. I request you to be quiet, okay? Let me see who is sitting quiet and will get a chance. Fine? Ma'am, would you like to take a name from your...
Yes, I need one.
Karunya of 4C.
Karunya of 4C, please go. You can join here. And yes, Duty, please join. So 3 or how many you need?
Super, lovely. What's your name? Karunya. Which class are you from? 4th class. Super. Which is your favorite product amongst here? Not this one. Amongst these 4. You don't eat any of them. Okay. So we'll talk about Coca-Cola now, okay? This bottle of Coca-Cola. So Karunya, you tell me without looking at the label first, how much sugar do you think is in here? How much? So let's see your approximation. So you can count the sugar cubes and put it here. Just your approximate idea. So each sugar cube is 4 grams. Let's see how much you think is there in it. You think 3? 5. Okay. See, so Karunya thinks there are 5 sugar cubes in this bottle of Coca-Cola. Okay. So each sugar cube is 4 grams, which means 20 grams. She thinks 20 grams is there in this bottle of Coca-Cola. Now let's look at the reality. Can you see this? Per 100 ml, how much added sugar?
Added sugar 10.6.
Correct. So what does that, in this 200 ml, how much is it? 10.6 into 2. Yeah, that is 21.2 grams. So she was exactly right. 21 grams is what she thought is in that bottle of sugar, in that bottle of Coca-Cola. So unless and until you don't weigh it out, right? In this bottle you think, okay, mama, I think probably there's very less sugar, I'll drink it. 10 grams looks very small. But how many cubes does one put actually in a cup of tea? Probably one. Probably one. So in one bottle you're already putting sugar worth 5 cups of tea. That is unnecessary, right? Unnecessary. Super. Thank you. So we'll move to the next one. How much do you think is in this Kinder Joy? Take your guess and you can put it here. How many cubes of sugar? Kinder Joy, okay? Kinder Joy. Next is Kinder Joy. $20 grams. Okay, so what's your name? Duty. Duty thinks there are 5 cubes of sugar in this tiny Kinder Joy. Right? In this Kinder Joy, I think half is toy, right? Half is toy and half is chocolate. Can somebody squeeze in 5 cubes into this small place? Yes? Let's look at the reality. Let's look at the reality, right? So, what do you see? What is the content? 20 grams. So, look at this list here. Per 100 grams, added sugar is 39.5, 40 grams. So, 40% is sugar. So, going by 20 grams unitary method, what happens? You don't know? You don't know? Okay. So, this actually contains 10 grams of sugar. Right? So, it's actually just 3 cubes of sugar but packed into this tiny bottle, into this tiny cup, right? So, out of 25 grams of your budget, you've already consumed 12 grams if you consume one of this. Not necessary, correct? You can probably eat half of this and half later on. Next, let's look at Oreo. How much can you eat at once? 3 pieces or 3 packets?
Not 3 packets, 3 pieces.
3 pieces. Okay, so how much sugar do you think is in this bottle, in this packet? We're talking about Oreo, okay, now? Even he put 5 cubes, that is 20 grams, right? How much do you think it actually has, more or less? More. This small pack has more. More. Okay, let's see what it is really, okay? What does it say? Per 100 grams
Sugar
is
38.7.
38.7. How much is this packet? 34 grams. 43.75 grams. Which means this contains how much?
For 38.7.
38.7 in 100 grams. And this is 45 grams. So that's about 19 grams of sugar in this small packet of Oreo. So he was also very right. Everybody took the same guess. Everybody took 5 cubes and put it inside, thinking either it is going to be right or wrong. I am not going to use my brain. But this small packet contains again 5 cubes of crystal, 5 cubes of sugar. So unless and until, you can go back. So unless and until, so the whole moral of this activity was that number might not create any alarmingness in your brain. But when you actually see it physically, how much sugar, like look at it, then you will realize. You will say, oh my God, my family actually only eats this much sugar in the whole day, but the same amount of sugar is in just one bottle of Coke, right? So when you see it pictorially, you will see how large the quantity actually is, right? So next we'll talk about what we should be eating. We've talked about packaged food. We saw how to read ingredient list. We saw how much sugar we should consume, right? Now the first thing over here, you'll see carbohydrates. There are 4 different things that come into food. There are 4 different things that food has: carbohydrates, proteins, fats and fiber. For everything there has to be a ratio, that I should eat this much of carbs, this much of protein, this much of fat. Correct? So what is carbohydrates? Again, carbohydrates and sugar, both the same thing. Carbohydrates are a source of energy, right? So when you are playing, when you are walking up the stairs, your body is consuming energy, and that energy is coming from the digestion of carbohydrates. Correct? So how much carbohydrates do you need? Only equivalent to how much you are burning. Correct? If there is any extra carbohydrate that is left in your body, if you're eating 5 cups of rice, but you're only walking 30 stairs or 40 stairs and 100 steps, that 5 cups of rice is not required, right? So only 1 cup of rice will be utilized in our body to give you energy for that activity. The rest 4 cups of rice will convert into fat. Correct? That becomes a long-term energy storage mechanism. So, what are the common things that contain carbohydrates? All our wheat, rice, all cereals, potato, quinoa, all of these things are carbohydrates. Okay? How much carbohydrate should you consume? If you make a diagram of a plate, if this is your plate, half the plate should be carbohydrates. Okay? Half the plate should be carbohydrates. This will be your fruits, vegetables, wheat, chapati, rice, quinoa, potato, all of those things are going to be carbohydrates. Okay? The second thing is proteins. Proteins are the most important thing. Why? Proteins are our repair mechanism. When we play, our muscles are exerting force. Our muscles require repair. When you go for a long drive, when you're running your car for a long distance, you send it to the service, your parents send it to the mechanic for some repair, right? So protein basically helps you repair your muscles and make them stronger. Correct? And in the vegetarian, all of us, majority in India are vegetarians, and that's why we are a very, very protein deficient country. Correct? We don't get enough protein in our diet. And that's why if you compare us with any people from abroad, we look leaner, our muscles are not that strong, etc., etc. So protein are very, very, very important, and 25%, so 1/4 of your plate should be protein. 25 grams should be protein. Where does the protein come from? Example, first, okay, one by one. I want 4 people. What has protein?
Dairy products.
Dairy products has protein. Dairy products, that's right. You?
Eggs.
Eggs have protein, very right. Here?
Beans.
Beans and lentils and legumes have protein. Okay, what about you?
Grains.
Grains have a little bit of protein. Majority is carbohydrates. Next is protein. Yes?
Fish.
Fish has protein. Yes, very right.
Meats. Every meat.
Every meat has protein. Correct. So your friends rightly enlisted all the sources of protein. So in your plate, 1/4 should be protein. Otherwise, when you go play, the next day you feel very tired, your hand is paining. After sports day, usually everybody has cramps, right? Your legs are paining, your hands are paining. Why? Because there was not enough protein, and that's why you were not able to repair those muscles. Okay? The third thing is fats. Fats, there are two kinds, good fats and bad fats. Like we spoke about palm oil, that's the bad fat, correct? On the contrary, there is good fat. And what is good fat required for? Memory. Good memory is very, very, very important to consume good fat. So things like walnuts, almonds, dry fruits, flax seeds, etc. They are very, very important sources of good omega-3 or good fatty acids, right? So 20 to 25% of your plate should be good fat, and that can be some fatty fish, it can be ghee, it can be some nuts, walnuts, almonds, etc. Avocados as well. So fiber. The fourth thing is fiber. How many of you all face difficulty in pooping in the morning? Rightly so. See, people are not shy. That's a good thing. If you are facing difficulty in passing motion, means you are not eating enough fiber. Right? You need to eat enough amount of fiber, and fiber comes from raw vegetables, raw fruits, right? So fiber is also very important, and that will help you push all of your waste out of the body. So these are a few examples of what an ideal lunchbox should look like, right? Usually, okay, I again ask a couple of volunteers as to what you bring to school. I'll come at the back. Here, you tell me, what do you bring to school?
Sir, today I brought bisibile bath.
Bisibele bath.
Yeah.
Okay, what does bisibele bath have? What are the ingredients?
It contains rice, vegetables and a little bit ghee.
And a little bit?
Ghee.
So does it have all the nutrients that we spoke about? Carbohydrates, proteins, fats?
I think so.
Carbohydrates, yes. Rice is there, so carbohydrates is there. Vegetables are there, so fiber is there. Little bit of dal is there, so protein is there.
Yeah.
And there is ghee, so there's fat
Yes.
as well. Correct? So your friend here has got a very, very balanced meal by getting bisibele bath. Now, are you going to eat everything properly, or will you leave the vegetables aside?
I love vegetables.
You leave the vegetables.
No.
You leave the vegetables.
No, I like vegetables.
You like vegetables. Super. So a lot of you kids of your age. Okay, wait, everybody. Okay, one chance this side now. Autograph. Yeah. Okay, everybody silent. You got chance already. You talk. Okay, next you.
I bought parota
You got parota with
curd.
curd. So now you tell me, is there carbohydrates?
Yeah.
That is what? Parota. Protein?
Yes.
Curd. Is there any fiber?
No.
No fiber. Where is the fiber? So you need to have salad. Right? Tell your mother to give you salad also. And is there fat?
Yeah.
Where?
No.
No nuts, no avocados, no ghee, nothing, right? So, okay, I will. So your friend here, got parota and curd. Parota and curd only has carbohydrates and protein, but there is no fat and no fiber. So this can be made better by bringing one bowl of salad, right? Eating the salad first, and a little bit of nuts on the side. Okay. So you tell your mother that this is what should be done. You next, please. Everybody silent. We listen to you if you listen to your friend now. Come on. What did you get?
I had chapati.
And?
Paneer butter masala.
Paneer butter masala. Okay. So is there carbohydrates? 50% carbohydrates?
Yes.
Okay. 25% protein. Is that the
Yes.
case? Where is the protein coming from?
Paneer.
Paneer. Is there the fiber?
No.
No fiber. Why? Did you raise your hand when I asked the question? Somebody from here. Okay. So there is no fiber in her meal either, guys. Salad is very, very important. You need to have fiber.
In snacks, I had salad.
You had in snacks you had salad. Okay, super. One of the requests that Ankita ma'am had mentioned to me is what should be a snack that you eat after your school, right? On your way back home. Usually after school, when I was a kid, I would go to a street side vendor, eat some bhel puri, eat some kachori and all of those things, right? But that made me very fat. I used to be very fat when I was a kid, correct? So what should be a good snack after school? We're going to talk about that, right? We're going to talk about it. So I will get to everybody. Everybody put your hands down and sit down. Sit down. So after your school, there are three things that you require. One is energy replacement. You've had a long tiring day. Your energy is exhausted, so you need some energy, correct? Second, you've had some sports in the day, and that's why your muscles require some repair. So you need muscle recovery. And the third is hydration. You also need water in your system, correct? Everybody should consume at least 2 bottles of water while they are in school, correct? 3 things we require after school. One is energy, one is muscle recovery, and third is hydration. Now let's look at some examples that these are good snacks that will tick all 3 boxes, okay? One is fruit with nuts. Fruit is what? Quick energy, carbohydrates. And nuts is what? Fats, that is long-term energy. Second, you can also do whole grain sandwich with peanut butter. So whole grain sandwich, whole wheat bread is what? Carbohydrates, quick energy, and peanut butter is good fat. Third, you can do Greek yogurt with honey and berries. Yogurt is what? Protein, honey is carbohydrates. So a combination of carbohydrates and protein should be there in your snack, correct? When you go out after school and buy one packet of Lay's, what is it? It's literally bad fat. It's fried in palm oil, and it's bad carbohydrates also. Second thing usually kids eat will be again bhel puri. What's there in it? Lots of salt, lots of oil in the namkeen. So there are tasty and healthy snack options that you can eat. Make a list of these things and give it to your parents. Alright? Super. So let's read some labels. I want again 2 volunteers, someone from a higher grade. Someone from a higher grade, class 6 please. So after listening to the whole session, what we are going to do is read 2 labels and answer these questions that are there. Okay, so I've got 2 friends, ma'am, mic please. What's your name?
Krishna.
I've got Krishna. So Krishna, we are going to talk about kurkure. Okay. So the questions that we need to answer is, what are the 3 main ingredients? First tell me the 3 main ingredients. Ingredients. This is a nutritional label. This is the ingredients. Read it out. Take the mic.
Edible vegetable.
So the first thing is cereal products.
66%.
Okay. And the second is?
Rice meal 43.5%.
And then?
Corn meal
23%. After that, what is the oil?
edible vegetable oil.
Which oil?
Palm oil.
Palm oil. And then what's next?
Flavor,
seasoning. Okay. So your friend has rightly looked at the ingredient list, and now he knows that these are the main 3 ingredients, and these are a grain mix, oil and seasoning. These are the main 3 ingredients of kurkure. The second question we'll answer is, how much should you eat at once? Can you understand from this packet how much you should eat at once?
5 or 10.
5 or 10 pieces. Okay. So looking at the packet, we should be able to understand how much we should eat. Over here, the company mentions clearly serve size.
20%.
Sure.
Serve size 20%.
20 grams.
20 grams.
Okay. So the company says one serving is 20 grams. How much is this packet? How many grams is this packet?
20 grams.
So in this one go, you're supposed to eat one of this packet in order to get the nutrients that are mentioned here. Okay. So the same way, this packet of Oreo is not meant to be eaten at once. You can identify from the serve size how many biscuits you should be eating. Right? For example, over here, serving size is
17 grams.
And how many servings are there in this package? Number of servings per package?
6.
That means you should share this packet with 6 other friends and not be selfish and eat all of it at once. Okay? So that's how you can identify how much to eat at once. As per this, when is the ideal time? Like I mentioned, of all the things, when in the day should you be eating this?
Snacks.
Snacks time. When is that?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. So rightly said, 5 o'clock is when you need that energy. After school, that's when you should consume kurkure, but not every day, once in a while. Does it have any bad ingredients as per you? What is the bad ingredient? We just read about it.
Sugar and palm oil.
Sugar and palm oil, both are there in this. And what could be a good replacement to this? What should you eat instead of this?
Fruits and dry fruits.
And you can eat
Makana.
makana, popcorn. So, thank you, Krishna, right? For he's answered 5 questions looking at the ingredient list. Now we'll have next Anirudh. Anirudh will look at Happy Fizz. Okay. Now, what are the main 3 ingredients of Happy Fizz? Little loud and keep the mic close to you.
Okay. Yeah. The main ingredients are water, sugar, and the carbonating agent.
Where is the apple? It says Happy Fizz. In the advertisement, they'll show apple and all. But the main 3 ingredients are what? Water, sugar, and?
Water, sugar, and carbonating agent.
Right. So he looked at the ingredient list. Descending order, first thing is water, second is sugar, third is carbonating agent. No apple at all. Second question, how much should you drink at once? Can you identify?
Per serve, it says 125 ml.
And how many are there in this?
250 ml.
That means you should share this with
2 people.
2 people. How many, majority of you will open this once and drink it all at once. But you're only supposed to consume half of this at once. Correct? Third thing, when is the ideal time to consume it?
We can consume it like after school.
After school,
Because
why?
we might be tired by coming
Correct.
from school. We might have not eaten from lunch.
Yeah, so this has sugar, which is quick energy. So after your sports break is when you can drink this. And it also has water, so it will hydrate you. But what is missing? Protein. No protein, so no muscle recovery. The fourth thing, does it have any bad ingredients?
It has bad ingredients like sugar, a lot of sugar, carbonating agent, food color, and also identical flavoring substance.
So that's majority of the whole ingredient list, right? And fifth one, what could be a good replacement to this?
This we can actually ask our parents to take apple and make juice out of
Exactly.
it. It
So
tastes almost so similar.
every question was answered perfectly fine by Anirudh here. So round of applause for your friend here. Super. So everybody understood. You can see the ingredient list and answer all of these questions for yourself. Everything is there on this. So don't look at the front, look at the back. That's the moral of today's story. Alright? You can go back, Anirudh. Thank you. So that's about it from me. Do that. So that's about it from me today. I hope everybody learned something. Today you have learned something. You can go back to your parents and teach them the same things. Right? I'm pretty sure our parents also don't know all of these things yet. So if you have made notes, take it to your parents and give these insights to your parents as well. That's it, ma'am.
How was the session? You guys were all lifting. This, what you're doing, all this talking, raising your hand, shows us that either you're very hungry or you've had lot of carbs and sugar. Do you see now what Mr. Mayank too was trying to tell you all for the last hour? Yes. Chitrakoota children who eat healthy, drink healthy, are very well behaved. This is what Jaita ma'am always tells me. You know, you come to my school, you look at my children, they are well behaved. And I actually saw that today. Mayank sir is asking you questions. Do you know what protein is? Yes sir, yes sir. Look at that enthusiasm. Wonderful. Mayank sir was just telling me, Mayank 1 and Mayank 2 both. Look at these bright faces. Look at this energy. I'm sure they're eating healthy. And we realized that also while we were talking to you. But now, Mayank sir, Mayank Nagori sir, has shared so much of information with you. Now we will learn one thing. While you're going to lift your hand to show me yes or no, you're going to, for yes, you're going to lift your hand all the way up without making a noise. Right? Look at our friends. They are demonstrating it so beautifully. When you disagree with me, you're going to raise your hand just till your ear. Again, very quietly. Shall we do that? All right. Now, every child who agrees with me that they learned something valuable, yes. Beautiful. This is what Ankita Paul tells me every time. Look at my children, they learn very quick. Wonderful learning. Now, hands down please. Thank you so much for responding. Now, sir shared so much of information. Mayank, what did he tell you? He is like a food scientist. Now, keeping the rules in mind, a S is a silent, hands up all the way up. A no is halfway up. How many of you want to be a scientist every day in your home? Good, Amon. Excellent. You all can be food scientists. Now ask me how. Now use your voice. Oh, wow. That was good. Who prepares food at home? Use your voice now. Quiet time now. Quiet time now. Mom prepares the food, but you have the choice of eating. Mom gives you choices. Uppinkai beka, tuppa sekre beka, jam beka, kosamri beka, palya beka. You have your choices. Our Chitrakoota children are going to be food scientists in picking what they put on their plate and the quantity they put on their plate. If you are eating 2 rot chapati, and like our friend here, if you have a choice of picking paneer butter masala, you're going to ensure that there's more paneer than the gravy. Yes? This is how you're going to be a scientist. Measuring, making choices. Yes? Yes? Okay. Now raise your hand quietly if you're really going to do that. Consciously pick more protein into your plate. Paneer, everything. Thank you. All right. Now can we end? I really want to thank all of you for coming here, sitting, listening to us, learning. Thank you to all you bright young children for being a part of this. While I do that, I also want to take a minute to thank our Ankita Paul ma'am. She has been excellent coordinator for us, valid initiatives, and she has been a tremendous support to organize, keep things in such a beautiful collaborative way that we have never felt everything looks so effortless to us. So ma'am, that is entirely due to your efforts and diligence. So thank you so much. And her team of people who are helping her. Thank you. Quiet time now. Let's learn one more thing. When you're appreciating, you appreciate it with full enthusiasm. But you also know when to stop. Right now, we are going to appreciate all your teachers who have been standing and being a part of your learning. Thank you. Now is the time to stop. Thank you for that. If your teachers and Mayank sir is here to do such a wonderful thing, don't you think Joyita ma'am, your principal, and your founder Chaitanya sir did wonderfully well getting us all here? So one round of applause for them. All right. Thank you for that appreciation. Now quiet time. Sit down, sit down. Thank you. So Mayank sir, not only did he go into Shark Tank, got the funds for his Gud Gum. Sir picked one more yummy thing that all you kids love. I love too. And he made it healthy. That is a ice cream too. So, sir is going to talk 1 minute to you about his Gud Gum. We heard from one of your teachers that you are very inquisitive to learn or to know about that. So, he's going to quickly give you a 30 minutes. Sir, a short.
30 seconds. Yeah.
A short thing. I know you're also, your lunch break is coming up. So, I'll give it to sir.
Okay. Super. So, everybody choose gum. Everybody choose bubble gum. What happens to the bubble gum after you spit it out? It just stays there. It just stays there. It becomes sticky. It becomes sticky and it's just on the floor or it's stuck under the bench of your school. I'm hoping you don't come to class chewing gum. Has anybody observed once you put the chewing gum on the road or in the dustbin or somewhere, if you stuck it, does it disappear or is it always there? It's always there, right? But if you have a banana peel at home or a peel of orange that you throw in the soil, what happens to it? It decomposes because it is organic matter. If the chewing gum is not decomposing, what does that mean? Is it organic? It's inorganic. So, all the market made chewing gums, Orbit, Boomer, Centerfresh, all brands, all of them, Happydent also, are made of plastic. It's as equivalent to chewing, like a piece of rubber or a tire if you're chewing gum, right? And plus, in those plastic ingredients, there are lots of artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners that are added. So nothing about a chewing gum is natural. So what we did in Gud Gum is we made a chewing gum with, does anybody have a chiku tree in their garden or something? If you make a cut on the bark, what happens to the chiku tree? Something sticky comes out of the chiku tree, right? So we use that gum to make chewing gum. Now, is that organic or inorganic? Organic. So that makes our chewing gum biodegradable and plant-based compared to every other chewing gum in the market. Plus, we don't use any sugar that will cause cavities. We don't use any artificial colors or flavor that will, make your tongue blue, pink, etc. Everything about our chewing gum is natural. And that's how you all can grow up and become food scientists and make your favorite product healthier, right? Because the question here is, you should not stop eating anything. Drink sometimes your Coca-Cola, eat your Kurkure sometimes, but do it consciously, right? You should know when to draw a line, when to draw a full stop. Okay, I should only consume half a bottle. Okay, I should only consume half a packet. So when I was growing up, I always wanted to solve this chewing gum problem. And now when I have studied enough, I know exactly how to make it, and that's how I did it. So everybody here is with me in this. If you like a product, you can grow up to be food scientists and make your own products and make the world a healthier place. Alright? Thank you for being a fantastic audience and good luck. You can buy it on Zepto, Blinkit. Gud Gum, Gud Gum.